One key feature about every retreat and a cohort cycle, and that's true of all the retreats in the cohort cycle, is a dedicated time for silence and solitude. On the schedule, it's called a retreat of silence. It's an hour and a half minimum to 3 hours of time set aside for each participant to be alone with the Lord. And it's a guided process. They have retreat materials that are given to them at each retreat to help guide them through a set of questions and passages of Scripture to reflect on, to help them engage with the Lord. Now, each retreat of silence is set up by a communal reading of Scripture, and we'll have a separate video for you to learn about communal reading of Scripture and how to lead those, and also a Lectio Divina, an opportunity to reflect on a smaller piece of Scripture to help them enter into the time with the Lord. Again, we'll talk about communal reading of Scripture and Lectio Divina in another place. But recognize that the retreat of silence is really critically important. And a retreat of silence needs to be guided into, that each participant needs to have the cohort leader and the mentors guide them into that process so they know what to do and know what not to do. And I usually enter people into the process by saying something like this. For the next few hours, you're going to have an opportunity to be with the Lord. And a retreat of silence is an opportunity to have the chance to do with these hours what's best for you. Now, here are some things that I would encourage you to try to do in this time. I would encourage you to rest. It might be that you lie down, and if you fall asleep for a little bit, that would be fine. Don't sleep for the whole time. But if you fall asleep for a little bit, that would be okay. It's also an opportunity to pray, but it's not designed to be a time to you sit in one place and pray for the whole 3 hours. It's also a chance to walk around. We encourage you to walk and pray, or walk and reflect, or walk and simply be quiet and restful. But don't walk the whole time, and certainly don't use this time for exercise. This isn't a time to go for a run. This is a time to move and engage your body in engagement in relationship with God. It's also a time to think about your life, to think about the Scriptures, to think about the exercises that we're going to give you. This is an opportunity set aside for you to rest, to move, to think, to reflect, to pray. And pray in the way that helps you the best. By the way, getting used to retreats takes some time. So if this is your first retreat, it's okay. Try, and you'll get better at it over time. And as I'm guiding people into retreats, I always remind them that at some point you might get stuck, or you might get afraid, or you might need someone to listen to what's going on. And we always tell them that the cohort leader and the mentors will be available to them about an hour and a half into the retreat of silence, or halfway through, to listen to them and to pray for them. So one of the things that you as cohort leaders need to do is invite people to come and find you where you are. I always tell them that the leaders, the mentors, and the cohort leader will be in and around where the main meeting room is, about halfway through the retreat. And we let them know that we're here to pray for you, we're here to listen to you, we're here to guide you back into Scripture, answer any questions you have, but we'll probably only spend 15 or 20 minutes with them and help them re-enter back into relationship with God. All of the retreats of silence we provide people a reflection sheet. All of the reflection sheets are designed to be done between 30 minutes and an hour. And I would encourage someone to say, we'd like you to spend some time with a reflection sheet, but please don't feel the need to spend all of their time with a reflection sheet. If you spend 30, 40, 45 minutes with it, that's adequate for you. If you spend less, we trust you to engage the time and engage the Word in the way that God's leading them. But the retreats of silence are critically important. It provides space for people to face themselves and face God, face the situations that are going on in their life. It gives them ability to start slowing down and engage with the Spirit of God and all that the Spirit's wanting to do and invite them into.